Hi everyone, my name is Bharti Chaudhary and today we are going to discuss one of the questions from the mock test series of data science IIT Madras. So let's quickly go to the question. So here is question number 6. Here in this question, the stock price Y, which have been given in hundreds for sanitizer company a tourist company B, and an online streaming platform company C are given by three equations. Now, if you look these equations very carefully, you can just see and say that the first one is cubic polynomial equation, and the second one is your logarithm, and the third one is your exponential. Before going to this question or before solving it, let me give you a brief idea that how these polynomials in exactly look like. So if you look the cubic polynomial, you'll be always finding that these kind of curve or these kind of graph will be represented. Now moving on to logarithm, you will be finding that these curves, these type of curve or graph you will be finding if the equation is logarithmic. And this graph you will be finding when you will be having an exponential equation. There are few important things which has to be marked in this question, that we have been provided with some constant, that is a, h and b, and here it has been already specified that your a, h are positive real numbers, b is a positive integer. Integer means what? It is negative value of natural number, including natural number and 0. Now with this, the x represent here is the months. So basically it starts from January, which is x is equal to 0, and it moves on. It means in February you have x is equal to 1, and March you will have x is equal to 2. Now with this, it has been given that two of the companies have the same stock price in the month of January. So you can see that in the month of January, the stock price of two companies are same. That is curve 1 and curve 3, which have been represented in your figure 7. Now with this, curve 2 represents your stock price, and it has started from March. And you can see that it has been given that at x is equal to 2, asymptote of the curve 2. Before going to the question, let me explain you what exactly is asymptote. So for this graph, let me explain you that what is basically asymptote for this graph. It basically says that when your whole value approaches to 2, the y will be approaching to infinity. Just see this graph very carefully. At x is equal to 2, the graph is not touching your y. So it says that if the graph will be approaching towards, or the distance between this curve and the asymptote will be almost 0, the value of y is going to be infinity. This is the major hint which is given in the question. Now, as I said you that we have been provided this company A is a cubic one, the B company is logarithm, and C is exponential. So identifying the graph will not be so tough for us. Now you can see that, as I have shown you previously also, that how do the cubic polynomial graph looks like. So this is nothing but your cubic graph, which is company A. And this one that you see of B number is nothing but your logarithm. How does it look? It will just go like this. It will be extending and it will be looking something like this. Fine. So this is for company B, that is logarithm. And this one that you see here is nothing but your exponential, and it will be moving like this. and this one is your company C. The most important thing for this question is that you must know how to plot graph, or how this equation is going to look on graph. If you can contemplate how this graph is going to be, or how this equation is going to be plotted on a graph, the question will be becoming quite easy, finding out the roots, or uh, even the calculus. If the problem is from the calculus, you will be able to do or comprehend the question very easily. Most of the students face this problem, that they don't know how to plot the graph, or how do the graph look like of logarithm or exponential. These are basic, right? So if you really want to become pro, you must know how to plot graph, or to visualize the equation on graph. If once you master over it, you will be able to solve most of the question. If it is related to calculus, if it is related to roots, now you'll be able to find it out. Now, root is what? It's a curve which is cutting your x-axis at specific point. So if you know how to visualize the curves, you will be able to know that how to proceed with the question. The same thing will happen in these questions that you will be seeing. Now already I explained you how to curve 1, curve 2 and curve 3 represent companies A, B and C. So option A is going to be absolutely correct. Now let's see option B. It's asking that stock price of the company represented by curve 1 and curve 3 in month of January is 500. So it means that curve 1 and curve 3 have a common point of intersection which is 0 comma b, and if they have 0 comma b, it means that this point is going to satisfy equation 1 and equation 3. So let's see how does it will look. So let's substitute the value, that is 0 comma b, first of all in equation 3. So if you plot this one, you will be able to find that here the value of b can be obtained, and the value of b will be something like this, and the value will be 5. Now you can substitute this b here, and the equation will be forming like this. Now it's asking you what will be the value of stock in the month of January. Now already it was stated month January represents nothing but x is equal to 0. So put the value x is equal to 0 in this equation, and you will be seeing that b will be 0 plus 5. It means that the value of b is equal to 5. But in question it was given that the stock price is given in 100. So 1 unit has 100. So we have obtained 5. So it will be 500. So option B is also absolutely correct. So let's mark this option B too. Number of turning points of sanitizer company A is 3. Look here. What does turning point of a graph means? It means that uh, it has changed its direction. Basically, it has changed its direction. So from here you can see that it was going up and suddenly it turned to down. So here is turning 1. And now it was going down and suddenly it turned to up. So here it's the turning 2. So I can see that the curve 1 only makes 2 turns, and here in the option it has been given 3. So option C will not be correct. Let's see option D. Stock price of online streaming platform C grew exponential since the month of January of that year. Yeah, it's true. It's a graph which is clear. It's an exponential graph. So option D has to be very obvious. Now, let's see question number B. It says that let's X denote the number of months since January 2020. For what value of X will the stock price of company A be the same as the stock price in January? So, recall what we have calculated the stock price of January. It is asking that, so what will be the next such month or such a number of month that the stock price will be just same as in January. So we have to find out the value of X such that this Y is going to be equal to 500, because in January we have already calculated that is going to equal to 500. So let's see this part of the question. So we have to calculate that particular value of X in which we will be getting the stock price of January 1. So basically we have to find the value of X when the value of Y is equal to 500. So it is going to be 500, which is equal to X by 10, X minus 15 whole square plus 500. We have already calculated the value of B, that's why. So this gets cancelled out, and then we have been left out with X by 10, X minus 15 whole square, which is equal to 0. So yeah, one value that was very obvious, that is X is equal to 0, that was of January. We have to find the another one. So we have another one, that is X minus 15 whole square, which is going to be equal to 0. And from here you can calculate that is in 15th month you are going to get the same stock price as it was in January at the initial value when January. So here the answer is X is equal to 15. The question number 3 says that if it is possible for stock price of any company to go to 0 following the same trend, in which the month would this happen? We use the same numbering convention for month as in previous question. Now, this question is going to be completely based on plotting of graph. And now you can see that when I extended the graph, it was something looking like this. So here, curve 1 is never going to touch the x-axis. And it was said that stock price has to be 0. Stock price 0 means what? The value of Y should be 0. When the value of Y is going to be 0, then it is going to cut x-axis at a particular point. Now curve 1 and as well as curve 3 is never going to touch your x-axis. If you do plot it, you'll be able to find out. Fine. So only one equation is left out, which is your equation 2, which is the logarithmic graph that we have obtained. It's fine. Now we have to find out that at which particular value of x my y is going to be 0. But one problem arises that we don't know what exactly h is. But here the concept or the hint which have been given in the question, that x is equal to 2 is an asymptote of the curve 2, is going to help us a lot in this equation. Now, here we will be using some rules of logarithm. If you do not know the rules of logarithm, I would request you to first of all just go through that, clear your all the concept of rules of logarithm, and then you will be able to proceed with the question. I will be not briefing you about, but whatever the formulas or rules I'll be using, I'll be writing down for your ease. Now, this equation is going to cut your x-axis, which I do from the graph. So what I explained you, that x is equal to 2, that is an asymptote of curve 2. It means that if x will be tending to 2, y will be tending to infinity. Fine, it will be tending to infinity. Now, let's simplify this graph for our ease and then we will proceed further. Now, log 1 by a, something in the bracket, this can be written as minus log a and then something. Fine. So, this is one of the rule of the logarithm. You can use this one. Let's see. Let's simplify this equation. This will be something looking like y is equal to minus log 2 x minus h plus 5. And take this 5 this side. This will something look as y minus 5 is equal to minus a log 2x minus h. Now this can be written as 5 minus y is equal to log 2x minus h. So this can be written as x minus h. If you want to convert this one, this goes like 2 to the power f minus 5 minus y. So this happens from one of the logarithm rule. Right, this is important. Now let us use this concept now. This concept that I discussed. Let x tends to 2 and y tends to infinity. So you can see 2 minus h will be equal to 2 5 minus infinity. So 2 minus h means it is tending, means approximately it is tending. So I cannot write down equal to, my bad, and it is tending to 2 to the power f minus infinity. So 5 minus infinity will be what? It will be minus infinity. It's obvious, right? So this will be tending to 2 to the power minus infinity. So from here, 2 to the power minus infinity will be your 0. So h will be tending towards 2. So what's the value of h that we have obtained since is h is equal to 2. So now the equation will be something like y is equal to log 1 by 2 x minus 2 plus 5. Now in the question it was asking you that at what particular value this stock is going to be equal to 0. It means that y has to be 0. So let's see. Here we can substitute directly that y is equal to 0 and we have to find out the value of x. We need to find out the value of x. So we can write down 0 is equal to minus log 2 x minus 2 plus 5. Do the basic calculation, use the rule of logarithm, and then you can just simply get the value. And this will something look like this. I used this one previous also, so don't be surprised. So this value goes like this. So 2 to the power is 32 and x will be equal to 34 month. So the answer for this question, the second question will be 34. Thank you so much. I hope I have made you understand this question very thoroughly. In case you have doubt, please you can contact to the mail ID given in the description below, or you can contact to me on my Instagram. Thank you so much, and please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.